Hello everyone. I finally got Twines and Paper A5. So this literally just landed in my mailbox and thought I'd do a quick unboxing and I might set it up just a tiny smidge. I also know that I got not the color I was aiming for, but I have totally settled into that color. It was going to be the ivory because I usually get ivory things, something light to kind of contrast. I have this dark brown cover to put it in, and so I thought, oh, I want something to kind of contrast. Well, I was so quick to order that I got the honey, which for some reason I thought was the lighter one. I just didn't pay attention, and I think a few other people did as well because we were just in such a hurry. And so I have reconciled with that by now. I really love the darker color, so I'm kind of anxious to see it in person. I've seen people have some photos of it. Also, I want to mention there has been some, I guess, kerfluffle about shipping. I know this has been long awaited, and it's hard to wait, and especially with a pre-order that she wasn't even sure if she was going to make this size, So, and to go back and forth with proofs and then to get all of them and then to have a baby and then also move within the last month. There are three tiers of shipping for this. There is an untracked where you just don't know when you get it and it'll just show up. There is a tracked for, so that I think is €12. The tracked with just a basic tracking is like €15, which is what I did. And that usually takes about 2 weeks, sometimes a little more. It is mid-December, so we are in the midst of like holiday all over the place, shipping tons of things. And then there's a $30 euro, I believe. Let's see, I had that pulled up. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. €30 is DHL tracked. So this is not the just regular DHL tracked. I did not pay €30, which would be close to $30 in shipping. If I did, the whole price of this would have been €87 without the cover, which I don't think most people did. Like, that's a lot for just the planner. I think most people did €15 to get at least some tracking on it, which is still €72 plus a $15 cover. Like, this is expensive. This is expensive because it's coming overseas. I had that expectation. I think when people were getting their tracking numbers, they kind of expected it to go a lot faster. I know a lot of people, including mine, I think my first notification that this was going out was November 23rd is when I first got it, which would be kind of a day behind, I think, because I think I got it in the evening, so it would have been the next day. And then she was shipping every 2 to 3 days, so she would kind of bundle them up and then take them to a local post office, which is privately owned. So in Germany, their whole system is privately owned. And much like UPS Ground, which takes way over a week to get within the US, I have sent many things through Mercari at a very cheap rate. Like, usually it's $4 for little things and $8, for average things. And it's going to take over a week, probably like 7 business days, so about a week and a half. And I think that's what I was assuming was happening with this, is that, and then also so between her original And then when I scanned that, it started moving. I don't think they scan in between there, because as soon as I got the second scan, it was going on a plane within a day or two. I think it was 2 days. So, and I think that was December 3rd. Let's see if I have my tracking up here. I don't know if this has, oh, let me, and I know you're here for, you're here for something else. But yeah, December 3rd and December 4th, it was going through, the getting on a plane, and then by December 8th it had landed, so it has to wait, it's not like it's immediately getting on a plane. Customs takes a little while, but it took like most of December 8th, I think, to get through customs, maybe another day, and then from the 8th through today is the 16th, it made its way across the US, which is slow. This is like the slower route to get across. So that is my experience. I fully expected that. And I know there was also some kerfluffle about her local post office, because it's privately owned. It was changing hands, so they had to close it for a few days. And so that made it slower for other people. Mine, I believe, went through before that, but I could have been caught up in that as well. So I know it was like July when I ordered this. Maybe July? I'd have to check that. It was like within the day of her announcing and saying it was out there. And then when she announced that the cover was there, I quickly added that, and she was able to refund. Oh, there was a coupon code for the cover to add it to it, and then it would delete the shipping. And then as long as your 2 order numbers, like if you pasted in your older order number in, she would approve it all and just package them together. So long story short, it's here. Yeah, it's pricey. It's something that I'm really excited about, because I thought I'd have to use a B6 all year. So because I have this, and as long as everything's good here, I am going to be selling my B6 version. There is someone who has asked about it, so I'm going to check with her first. If not, I might put it up on Mercari. So that's what's going on there. My address is on the back here, but the corner's kind of ripped here. Well, it's not ripped, but just it's already open, so I can just slide this out. I thought I would need my little cutter there. So she, because again, I didn't pay a ton for shipping, she was able to put it in a A5 like exact kind of bag, that box, and not have like, I think my other one had a lot more padding around it, and which is fine. Like either she just got these boxes or she's using boxes that she had, but it fit in my mailbox, which I was pretty surprised about. So here it is, and I got my clear cover. Very excited, because sometimes, oh, there's a little sparkles on it. Sometimes the A5s fit a little differently. Oh, this is gorgeous. I also love it because it has the gold on the edge. And I just love how big it is. Like, that's the biggest thing here. The biggest thing, ironically. Oh, that's really pretty. That's really pretty. I don't know if you can see that, but it has like, kind of a faux leather texture, but it has like all these. I'm glad I got this one. I really am. I might go grab the ivory one real quick, but yeah, here it is. Oh, I love the size of this. I'm looking at the vertical, and this is like, it's a big sigh of happiness. I need a vertical. I need a vertical. And then to have the horizontal right before that, like, yeah, the horizontal comes first, and then the vertical. And then you have this gorgeous like overview of the month, which I was going to track food, because I normally on some kind of month. I mean, you also have this for the month as well, but to keep this free for appointments, there's just so many things I can track in here now because it's all kind of included. I can include some tracking here for the month as well, or just have my intentions for the month, like intentions and reflection. You can kind of see there's this natural where the number line is on the other side. You can kind of, I don't know if that's exactly the middle. It feels like it. There might be some more room on this side, but because it's in the gutter here, it kind of feels like you could split that in half there and have like intentions and reflections, and then have like, I usually keep track of what all of our meals are, just so I see like the frequency and like what I want to repeat. And it's just the name of the meal. It's not like ingredients so much, but I do have quite the line there to do that. And then appointments and like what I'm aiming to do. Like usually what I put in my sidebar is what would make me feel really good at the end of the month to get through. So sorry, I'm holding this. I can set it down. Yeah, here's the, if you need all that info. Yeah. And she also sends, now this I can use my little cutter for. Last time when I got my B6, it had some cute little things, and it's actually the same stuff. And that's very kind. So this is a little cookie, chocolate, that she had. I think it's a little chocolate cookie. My son had it. He ate it so quick that I didn't even get the tiny little corner. And I think I might use these in a couple things. Yeah, and I have 2 of these now and some tabs. I love this little kit. I think it's really handy, and this is TN size. So if you ever want to like put it in a TN, it is, if it's really nice in there. So there's just some glitter things. I don't know where the glitter came from. I guess just from all of her packing supplies. Let's see if I can, it's all on the outside. I think most of these are on the outside, but I'm going to go ahead and try this out. And then we're going to thumb through everything. There might be, I was like, I wish I could just like jump in and like this is going on really easily, but yet snugly. This is more, to me, this feels a little thin compared to the Sterling Ink full year, but it's definitely like a compact. I would say that's a compact here. I could go get them. This is, I have my full year. Hold on a second. Okay, so this is my weeks that I set up for my health planner. This is the compact, which I had an old cover for. What is in here? Oh, just this guy. So this is, let me finish putting the cover on. Sparkles. There's not that many little sparkle guys. It's just determining which ones are on the inside, which ones are on the outside. Let's see. Carefully put it in. There. So yeah, and that fits like really well. It has some room to me to fluff up a bit. I got most of the sparkles here. Those might be on the inside. So this being the compact. So I guess it could be really close to full, but my full one has fluffed up a bit. Let me put these all here. And I was going to take my full one out. A little bit of chaos today. I already broke something today, so this is kind of going in line with like, have a little chaos. Have a little chaos. Now, I am noticing it is quite a different brown I did get, let's see if I can get this out. Here we go. I did get the caramel from Sterling Ink last year. So this is a full with a little fluff. It has that much fluff. It's mostly the weeks. I didn't really use any of these dailies, which is why I got a compact this year. And so there is like, if I hold it like this, you can kind of see that this is a little wider, this is a little narrower. So it's kind of like in between, I would say. But there is some room here in the tops for, you know, fluffing up a little bit. But this is a Sterling Ink cover and this is a Twines and Paper cover, which are very similar. But I would say the Twines and Paper just, you can see here, let's see if I can line this up. It's like ever so slightly right there. The Sterling Ink is just a little taller, even the books. And I have these pretty much, I'm trying to get them as flush as possible, but they're kind of sticking to each other. Like I would say that is not flush. Here we go. It's hard because is it the flush books or is it the flush cover? Like the cover is in a little bit, but the books are about flush. But if you see here, they're just slightly different. Just a tiny bit different. So this one's a little shorter, I would say. But I'm not sure what I'll do with this. We'll see. I might have some plans for that. But the color of these is not too off from like what I picked last year and what I accidentally picked this year. So what this would look like in here, they are like kind of different browns, but, and because this is a little shorter, the Gillios, you have to like kind of ease it in a little bit there. And I'm thinking, because this won't be here, this is what I've been tracking all my meals in. So this has just been primarily meals, which has been super helpful, but I like having it separate. But I'm also kind of thinking of putting this on this side. And it might take me a little while to scoot it in there. And then I was going to see if this possibly would snap. Oh, look at that. I would have to not fluff much at all for them both to fit. That is pretty chunky in there. A Moterm probably would do better with both of these. So we might not do that with this. This is what I did the pen test in. So this is the only thing that is in this one. I'm not sure if I'll keep that then. So we'll see. But this is a lot thinner now. So I could like have it fluff up more because the sparkles in there. So let's go through it just a little bit. I went through the B6. This one, I have to say, very, very fortunate. The other one had, and I think a couple other people had this issue, was that there was some folding in the pages, and that's done. I thought it was possibly during shipping. No. It's that's kind of manufacturing wise, so there was just a little ripples. It's a little disappointing, right? Because you know, you do spend a lot of money on these and they do take a while to get here, and then it's like you would prefer to make your own wrinkles in here. But if you're just like, I really love this layout and you can overlook that, then great. So I have this where you have the opening spread, which is kind of nice to like note additional things here. Maybe there's certain vacations or things. This is the yearly plan. Really great for like tracking your cycles and just tracking anything that you're going to compare to the same day every month. I just try to think like, what information do I want next to each other? So cycles or health things, or I wouldn't like use it for a social media calendar because I think that's a little bit more weekly, but yeah. And then you have blank pages, and then you have like, again, this is for personal use. I went over my business planner. That's 2 parts actually. One is like the main business stuff, and then I recorded a second one that goes over like small goals, like one small goal and a lot of strategies, and that's coming out very soon. I just need to edit that and get that up this week. So you have these, it's like a half year. And so my health planner that I set up, I have to decide what kind of health things I want, because this has kind of a similar, so I put like my last had like certain appointments, and I just need to fill those out a little bit more. But after that has the same kind of layout here, and I want to use this for health and this for personal. So I have some ideas on what to track health-wise that way. So I'm just thinking like personally, what could I put like for each day? And again, I've heard this from someone else, focusing on just like one single thing. I don't know if it was Tori on Paper. I don't know if it was someone in the last 6 months was talking about that, how they tracked just exercise. I think it was someone else, but anyway, it wasn't my idea, but I loved how you could like simply go, okay, did I exercise today? How often did I? And you just have like 2 spreads of that. Then you have these monthly trackers, which would be really interesting. This might be something where I can track like, did I balance the checkbook? Sorry, that's an old way of saying things. Did I, reconcile my accounts kind of thing? Because I check in on that every day. What kind of personal things can I check off every single day that aren't like health-wise? Did I take a break? I don't know. I don't need to like tabulate a ton of things, but I don't know. Just having these here, I'm going to see what those are going to be. Like all this is perfection so far. I don't see like any wrinkles or anything. Here's a great brain dump, and then some more that you can put here on the regular grid side. So this is 7, 1, 2, 7. And I have 7 in my matrix as well. So it's possible I could put my matrix here and then some goals here and like have them coordinate. Do I have a paper like that? I do, but the logo's just on the other side. So if you ever wanted to like combine these, like the logos, when you get the file, you get the logo on both sides, so you can print whatever you want. You can kind of trim it down. But having like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they don't line up because you have a header here. But what you could do is like write out your goals and then see how they coordinate with your energy. I think that might be something that I show later. And then you could track them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 6 goals for each month. That's plenty. I think that's plenty. You can also put like a goal that only takes you 1 day, and then just say, hey, I got it to 100%. Yeah, it has 10 boxes. So these all say 10 in them, and you can like shade in per 10% that you do. That's really interesting. I like how clean this is, but the font is very small. If you need help seeing up close, if your glasses don't provide like as much as you need, this is small, especially these. I mean, you can kind of look at it and just shade in boxes. If these were empty boxes, you could still like fill them in every 10%. And then it goes into the monthly. Well, that's December. So I could write a little bit in there. And then this is January. And so this is what I would be doing decor on. And then set up for the week and the week. And then you go into the next week. So what I'll be doing, as I've kind of described, is sticking to the layouts I know at first and then moving things around. So I have 2 extra boxes here plus the calendar. I have been doing like work things here, and then I put my lists here, but I might, you know, change that up because I'm going to have a whole work calendar. Maybe this is all food related, and then this is all just checklists, and then having my appointments here, but then seeing where my appointments fall and doing some, what's it called, time blocking, or just seeing like I could write in what I was doing that day. It starts at 6. We normally get up at like 6:30 and it goes to midnight. And this is, I love having this extra space at the bottom. That is primarily why I want an A5, is because of this extra space. And there's enough at the top too. I wanted some extra space there because I write up here in the top. If you've been around a while, I put, you know, what garbage is being picked up, whether it's recycling or yard waste, because it alternates here. And then I do like to write little like notes down here and then have like a running list there. Sorry if I'm smacking a little bit with my lips. I apologize. I'm like, why am I'm not hungry right now, but I do have a cup of coffee there. Maybe that's what I'm looking at. So yeah, I am impressed. I'm just thrilled there are no wrinkles in here. That was my biggest thing. You can put some contacts here. You can have your information at the back. The contacts might come in handy here for me for my, are they in here? I don't think they're in here. No, there was just a pen test. So I would have rathered have my contacts in here because they're usually all health-based. Like that's who I'm contacting really. And you have a bunch of contacts saved in your phone, but just to kind of coordinate sometimes I don't save all my health contacts. So I might put like a couple in there. There was a phone number I was trying to find this morning of, ooh, there are a lot of pages back here. Let me get to number 1. So this is number 1, and on the other side is, oh, January. Okay, great. That's awesome. And so we have the full week going into January, and then you have January. So that's pretty nice. You have from 1 to 150. So you have exactly 150 pages back here, which is more than enough. I feel like that's a good medium. What does, let's see. I think the compact has, oh, 119. I still wouldn't use like all of these. I do occasional notes, and so having even 50, I think 50 would be like the amount I would use, but yeah. So 150 in the back. That's almost 300. Yeah, I was going to say you could do like 2 a day for daily, but you have so much room in the A5 for these. So yeah, I think that's it. That's it. I think that's all I'm going to show. I was going to see if I wanted to put this in. I do want to think about decorating this. I think I might put this in the beginning. This is from Dandelion Diaries. There is a side of this that was, I think this is the ink side. So in this one, I did notice the ink was coming off a little bit and it was fine. I put the non-ink side on this, so this is clean, well, by coincidence. And then you can see just a little ink is coming off, but I don't even look at that. Like, I just consider this one page. So I want to try to set it up the same way. See if I can tell which side is which and do the same in here. So that is my plan there. I will get my matrix ready because last year I had the sterling ink at the beginning here, I set this all up. And these stickers fit perfectly here. I will link this below if you want to see it. I am revisiting this whole thing, and it's going to be in here. And now that I see it, it's going to be 7 here. So I think, let's see. I'm going to try to, come here. I was going to see if this might fit in here. It's like really tight. It's like exact. Like that's like top to bottom there. If you can see that. They will not fit in my matrix. You need smaller, but you also want to fill things in there. So, like having my 7, I felt like 8 was a little much. I changed up some of these. I used to use Moxie Life exactly, but I went to Mental and then Ventures. So it's a little different, but a lot of it's the same. But this way I can have 7, and then I can kind of do my goals that way. So this will probably be one video, and then decorating this. Maybe I'll try to do them in the same, because there isn't like a ton of decor. I'm mainly going to do a January. So I will be doing the decor for January in here. Where is January? I have to get used to the cadence of this. So this January, maybe putting some stuff here and here, and then also for here. So that'll be my January reset, and it will not be in 2 books. That is what I'm most excited about. It's really weird to also, because I set up my weeks to not be decor. Like I've been doing my weeks with decor like whenever I did a month, I would do A5, then B6, and then weeks. I'm just doing 1 now because B6 is gone, and I already set these up simply enough with little stickers at the bottom that's all that's going to be here. And then I have like an area to make a list. Definitely a very different use case. So this was what I thought was honey. This is not. This is, I want to get these colors correct because I don't want to say the wrong thing. So honey and ivory. And there's also a charcoal and a moss. But yeah, honey is default. So this is the default color. If you don't pay attention, this is the brown that you're going to get. Which I love. It's a nice deep brown. I like it a little bit more than this one. But I also will probably do a very similar thing of putting just decor on top. So you only kind of see it from the side. But I love this richer color. I really do. I think that's really cool. So yeah, I'm just firmly in twines and paper, and then my paper tests. So I'm trying to think if I do have my sterling ink passport, the small passport one that I carry with me, and I'm trying to use a sterling ink TN size N1. I don't know what I'm going to put in there, but I really am liking that size. I have a whole planner with that. So it's horizontal. So I feel like I want to like jot down things every day, but I already have a 5-year journal that I use. So now that everything's here, I feel like I can get a handle over like what I'm going to use going forward. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that helps. As my list for this week. And yeah, welcome week book, the hybrid. It is here. It got here safely. It's beautiful. I am super happy with this. I'm like 100% happy. I'm glad I actually didn't get the ivory. I like the contrast between the two of just having both. You can see though, like an ivory in this contrasts more, and I like contrast. But I like this color better. I don't think I would have gotten a moss. Maybe next year. I'm trying to like show it a little bit more. Maybe black. Like the black can be really nice too. Thank you, everyone. My name is Katie. I forgot to say that at the beginning. Consider liking this because I'm going to be doing Plan With Me's every week in this book. This I will touch base maybe quarterly just to see how things are going. I might do one extra one towards the beginning just to see because I have a lot changing in that, but this won't be showing up as often. This will be weekly and monthly in my primary planner. So, and if there's other things that pop up, I'll let you know. But yeah, consider subscribing if you want to see more of this. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.